Are you a fan of Encanto? Well, spoilers ahead, but you're in for a treat because today I'm going to break down and react to one of the key songs in the movie. All right, so let's do that. Hold for the intro. What's going on, everybody? I am Jerron Music. As you saw from the intro, I am a musician based out of the New York City area. And here on this channel, I love to welcome music lovers, fans of music, people that really love to explore all the technical side of music, but also the emotional side. That's what I love to explore here through media, through popular culture, and so on. So if you enjoy that kind of stuff, I encourage you to subscribe. So make sure you hit that notification bell. You know the deal. So, Encanto. Spoilers ahead. If you haven't watched it, as I record this, today is Saturday, February 5th, 2022. And Encanto's been out for about, I think, like a month and a half. I just saw it recently. So this isn't an instant blind reaction video. However, it's still very fresh in my mind, and there's a lot that I want to comment on. So it's kind of like a mixed breakdown with a reaction in terms of some musical terms, some musical ideas, some emotional things. Obviously, there's tons of videos on the internet exploring and picking this apart. So let's dig right in. So the scene that I want to focus on today, where Abuelita has the conversation with Mirabel, there's friction between the two characters throughout the whole movie, and I want to focus on this scene in particular and the song in this scene, which is called Dos Oruguitas. So to keep things moving along, I'll play it, but I'll do some start and stopping, and I'll tell you my thoughts and the initial things that I've been thinking, hearing, seeing in the media, and so on. So let's dig in. So obviously she's crying here, and again, if you saw the movie, you know that she kind of ran away, things didn't go right. Now you have to understand, I am a elder millennial, so I grew up in the age of Disney in the 80s and 90s. So for me, teenager, Lion King, Aladdin, those movies had such an impact on me, especially not only just the music and the entertainment value, but the emotional value. We are invested in these characters emotionally.
I thought I would be a different woman.
So obviously it's a flashback here. And here the song starts. Put up the volume a little bit, because this is a softer song. So the song starts. It's in the key of C. If you're not a music person, that's okay. So there. So let's deconstruct that alone. Again, if you saw this, you know what's to come. It's a real tearjerker. Get your tissues ready. But Dos Oruguitas, two little caterpillars. Obviously, the person that wrote this is Lin-Manuel Miranda. You might know him. I'm sure you do. Everyone on the planet knows him. The creator of Hamilton, In the Heights. He's just an amazing American composer. I wish I had his career and his gift. And from what I heard in an interview, he said that in this scene, since it is such a tragic scene, he wanted to kind of take a metaphor of nature and try to also, again, he immersed himself into Colombian music, which is very, very well represented in this soundtrack. And he kind of wanted to do a folk song and use a metaphor of the two caterpillars, together, but then obviously apart. So the first couple of lines right there, and then I love that kind of intro. Dos oruguitas. I love that. Enamoradas. So it's beautiful because the chord progression is doing a little walking thing there. It's the same motif that, so already you're hooked. And then these beautiful words. All right, let's continue. Rewind a little bit. Pasan sus noches y
madrugadas.
And if you are not a Spanish speaker like I am, just a little rough translation: two caterpillars in love. They spend their nights together, and the sunrise as well. My Spanish is rusty. My sister was making fun of me for it.
Llenas de hambre,
Full of hunger.
siguen andando.
And they keep going. There's actually an English version of this called Tu Oruguitas, but he keeps the words Uruguitas and the other one that comes later on. But it's just a beautiful chord progression. Let me actually make this a little easier for myself. That walking bass line. When I first heard it, I was like, well, and this isn't a slight against Lin. It's just, everything, you could argue everything's been done in musically, in the world of music. It's just how you interpret it, how you put your own spin on it. The chord progression, a descending kind of thing, it's been done, but again, it's what Lin does with it, and it's the words. It's obviously us as the viewer, the visual context. But sometimes when I listen to these songs, these Disney movies, obviously the visual is very important. The music supports it. I try to detach the visual away and just focus on the beauty. How does this song make me feel by itself and on its own, Dos oruguitas enamoradas pasan sus noches y madrugadas llenas de hambre siguen andando.
Y navegando un mundo que cambia y sigue cambiando. Navegando un mundo que cambia y sigue cambiando.
Obviously there, navegando un mundo que cambia y sigue cambiando, navigating a world that changes and keeps changing. You probably saying, Jaron, just look at the English version lyrics. Well, sometimes when they do that for commercial releases, it's not a direct translation. They have to change the English words just a bit to fit. I could do a whole video on that if you want. Drop that in the comments. But that part right there, I call that kind of a bridge. It's real cool. So do 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 da 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 da. That chord right there that he does, navegando el mundo. It's a major, E major. And typically in the key of C, it should be an E minor. So that's just really, really, really intelligent. Right there, it just gives this heightened, just an emotional pull, because I'm going to play that with the minor chord, the E minor chord, which it really exists. It's in the home base of the key of C. So do 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 do. Fast forward speed. Do 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 da da da. Navegando el mundo doesn't sound the same. It needs that. Gorgeous, just really, really intelligent of Lin to do that. So that was a cool thing on a musical, technical side, but also emotional. Chords, the way we arrange them, the notes we select, it matters. The spaces in between music, the pauses. That's, we all have the same 12 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then they repeat again in octaves. But it's what you do with them that really creates the beauty of music. Moving on.
Dos oruguitas
Then the second verse,
paran el viento
just different words.
mientras se abrazan con sentimiento.
Rough translation, two caterpillars, they stop el viento, the air. Mientras se abrazan con sentimiento, while they hold each other with sentiment, with feeling, with emotion. That's the implication.
Siguen creciendo, no saben cuándo.
They keep growing, but they don't know when.
Buscar algún rincón.
Buscar un rincón. I think rincón means like safety. I'd have to look that up.
El tiempo sigue cambiando.
That line again. Time keeps changing.
Y el tiempo sigue cambiando.
Inseparable they are.
Ay, oruguitas,
Here we go, the chorus.
no se aguante más. Hay que crecer, aparte y volver. Hacia adelante seguirás. Vienen milagros, vienen crisálidas. Hay que partir y construir su propio futuro.
That is just absolutely gorgeous. You know, hay oruguitas, no se aguanten más. Hay que crecer, aparte y volver. Oh, caterpillars, don't hold on to each other anymore. You know, you have to grow up, separate, and then come back. Aparte y volver. Hacia adelante seguirá. Going forward, this is how you will continue. Vienen milagros, vienen crisalidas. Here comes milagros, like miracles, and crisalidas. I think I looked it up. It means like the transformation of the caterpillar to the the butterfly. Sorry, brain fart. Hay que partir y construir. You got to break off, then reconstruct your own future, su propio futuro. Ba 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 ba. Ba da 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 da. What's the chord? Da 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 da. I mean, just the chords. Gorgeous. From that verse to the bridge, and then going into that beautiful chorus, it's wonderful, you know, because he was down here, you know, right? And then the melody starts going upwards, you know. We keep going, and then when you get to that, you know, it's just beautiful. It's the melody. And not all melodies have to do this, where the verse is down low, and then by the time you get to the chorus, you jump up an octave and you get higher. But it's obviously for us, as our ears is perceiving music, we feel that escalation. So we're getting that pull, not only from the notes going up higher in range, but also the heft and the weight of what the words and the meaning. So it's just a wonderful thing. Let's keep going. The arrangement, because there was just a beautiful kind of violoncello thing there. I'll rewind it. It's like a call and response thing. That's kind of a musical term. You know, the line is sung, ay oruguitas, and then ba-da-do-do-do-do. You got to hear it. It's on the right channel for me.
Hay que partir y construir su propio futuro. Ay oruguitas, no se aguante más. Hay que crecer, aparte y volver. Hacia adelante seguirás. Vienen milagros, vienen crisálidas. Hay que partir y construir su propio futuro.
Are you crying yet? Do you have the tissues out? Because I had to hold back tears the first time. What I'm focusing on here, it's kind of a double chorus. The chorus gets repeated again. Why the emotion feels... Music is unity and variety. Always remember that. Us as listeners and consumers of music and people that appreciate music, we need to hear things that are the same so that we're locked into a rhythm, to a melody, but also there needs to be variation or else we get bored. That's just a simple, fundamental thing of music and the most simplest way I can explain it. So we hear that chorus, it gets in our head, all right, and then yes, we hear the same words again. Maybe the singer, who is amazing, by the way, Sebastian Gatran, famous Colombian pop star, look him up. They chose the right singer for the song. But going back to what I'm saying, we need to start hearing a little bit of variation because that's what keeps our interest. It keeps our emotions heightened. Now, obviously, this is kind of, it goes into an instrumental here, and it does it to serve the visual.
Dos oruguitas desorientadas.
This is the third verse.
En dos capullos.
Sorry.
Bien abrigada.
So the singer's being very delicate there, which he's great at. And rough translation, two caterpillars, dos orientadas, disoriented, and dos capullos, being abrigadas. A capullo, I think it's a shelter, or maybe the cocoon. Abrigadas, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, when you put your coat on, you're just, you're warm.
I was given a miracle.
They cut the vocal out there to get her.
Bien abrigadas.
I was given a miracle. A second chance. And I was so afraid to lose it that I lost sight of who our miracle was for. And I am so sorry. You never hurt our family, Mirabel. We are broken.
This is, I think, the third time I've watched this. But obviously,
because of me.
It's hard. Hard not to cry.
That we can't fix
So that instrumental score,
together.
supporting, even though we broke away from the song. But look, you hear that?
I asked
The chords coming
my
back.
for help. Mirabel. He sent me you.
Those vocals.
Ay, mariposas.
Gorgeous.
No se aguanten más, hay que crecer, aparte y volver, hacia adelante seguirá.
Gorgeous.
Ya son milagros, rompiendo crisálidas, hay que volar, hay que encontrar su futuro.
Gorgeous. Did you hear how he changed the lyric? He went from the Dos Oruguitas to Ay Mariposas. And obviously, any human knows this. All caterpillars become butterflies, hopefully. Was it perfect? Yeah. And it's where the song needed to go. There needed to be transformation. And again, if you just listen to the song alone and had never seen this and put it to imagery, I think the song alone stands on its own two legs. Ay mariposas, no se aguanten más. Hay que crecer, aparte y volver. Hacia adelante seguirá. So similar lyrics to before, but the whole butterfly thing. Ya son milagros. These are miracles. Rompiendo crisálidades. Hay que volar. You gotta fly. Hay que encontrar su propio futuro. Apparently, I heard that this song was being submitted for Best Original Song for the Academy Awards. And I think that's wonderful. It definitely has my vote. Ay, mariposas, no se aguanten más. Hay que crecer, parte y volver. Hacia adelante seguirá. Ya son milagros, rompiendo crisálidas. Hay que volar, hay que encontrar su propio futuro. By the way, you should check out my ukulele version cover of this song, where I just do that. I wanted to do a stripped down version in a slightly different key. Put a link to that right here and check that out. And I also put up a playlist of some of my covers and originals and my own music, so you can kind of get a better sense of my musicianship. I really, really hope that you enjoyed my casual, off the top of my head breakdown and reaction to Dos Oruguitas from Disney's Encanto. I really, really loved this movie. I really, really enjoyed this song. I actually loved this song. It's gorgeous. I wish I had written it. On a personal level, it really resonated with me, with some people in my own life, the meaning behind this. Maybe feels the same way for you. Musically, obviously, there's so much I can talk about this. I could fill up tons of YouTube videos on it, but I just wanted to kind of give you some broad strokes on initial reactions, things that I, as a music teacher, thought were interesting from a technical, theoretical perspective, but also more importantly, I try to shut off the music teacher side and just look at it as just a listener, a consumer of music, someone who loves and has a passion for music. How does it make me feel? What kind of emotion is it evoking out of me? And once again, hope you stay safe out there. Let me know, drop a comment. Let's put this out. Let me know what you thought about Encanto, what you thought about Dos Oruguitas. Obviously, I'm sure there's tons of things I missed, but things that you want to share. about your relation and experience with this film and music. And yeah, I'd love to hear any suggestions for future content that you want to listen and hear. I would really, really appreciate all suggestions. Once again, I'm Jerron Music. Take care.
Hacia adelante seguirás, ya son milagros, rompiendo crisálidas. Hay que volar, hay que encontrar su propio futuro.